G'day internet people, and welcome to episode 1 of Daft Decks, or whatever we decide to name this in the end. If you've got a cool idea for what we could name this little segment, post that down in the comments below. Anyway, the idea is, obviously when building a deck, most people try and build the optimum deck, and everyone's deck in a clan ends up looking pretty much the same with only a couple of variants here and there. And we thought it'd be fun to do something a little bit different and to try out some decks with a different kind of theme. They're probably not very good decks. In fact, they're probably bad decks. Because this whole thing's kind of inspired by, I think it was Puka, who used to do Bad Deck Mondays for Pokemon cards. So this is kind of inspired by that. So obviously this is not going to be a competitive deck. But if this is something you want to see more of, please let us know. And so this first one, whoops, that's a bit of a fail. This first one is all about high beasts. The theme of this deck, you could say, is Who Let the Dogs Out, or something along those lines. So basically the goal with this deck is to have as few humans as possible, as many high beasts as possible, but still have it working fairly consistently. So there are certain cards that are specific to high beasts and humans that are necessary are in here. So without further ado, we've got Glime as your starter, obviously, and I've thrown in a Gyro or Gyro, or however you want to pronounce it. He is a little used card, a grade 0 5k, but he cannot be chosen due to opponent's card effects nor attacked. So once he's on the field, he's kind of staying there basically. So I just thought that might be fun to throw one of those in and just see what it does. We've got 4 Perfect Guard draw triggers, because she's one of the few humans. And we've thrown in 2 Margle as well as regular draws, because this deck doesn't have a lot of superior calling, not compared to a normal Royal Paladin deck. So you want that extra bit of card draw. We've got the 4 Heals, 4 Flogels, and 2 Epona. That's your trigger lineup. Now, where things start to really deviate is the grade 1 lineup. So first of all, 2 Miru Biru, basically a 12k booster when it's on the behind the Vanguard circle specifically. So it's going to boost your 13k Vanguard into a 15k attack, or sorry, 25k attack rather. So that's pretty cool. Don't know if that will make much difference in most circumstances, so I only run it at 2. 4 Lion Mane Stallion. This is basically a 10k booster as long as there's 4 or more rear guards on the field. 2 of the start deck cards. There's the Auspice Falcon. Counterblast 1 and tap it to give 2 of your rear guards +5 until the end of turn. And to finish the grade 1 lineup off, we've got 4 Pongal. So this is the card that most of you will be familiar with. When he's placed, he can soul charge 1, and if it's a trigger that gets soul charged, he gets +5 until the end of turn. So that's pretty cool, that soul charges nicely. On to the grade 2 lineup. There's 4 Funelgal. Now, I haven't seen anyone running this card before. So this guy here is grade 2. And when he attacks a Vanguard while boosted, you can counterblast 1 to soul charge 1, and this unit gets +5 until the end of that battle. So it's a little bit like Pongal, but it's just when he's boosted, and it does cost a counterblast. However, we're not really using many things in this deck at all that counterblast, so that's not really a big deal in this particular deck. 4 of the promo card, High Dog Breeder Seiran. Basically, when he's placed, you can choose another high beast in the same column and give it +5. So you get yourself an extra 5k basically onto that column. Pretty neat. And the expensive card for the grade 2s is Akane. You kind of have to run her, but then she always was like a high beast trainer anyway, so this kind of fits the build quite nicely. If you don't know what she does, then when she's placed, you can counterblast 1, search for a Pongal, call it to rearguard and shuffle your deck, and if she's boosted by a high beast, she gets +3. So any of the high beasts can go behind her and still be a decent booster. If you've got a Lion Mane Stallion behind, then she's basically getting a 13k boost, so she'll be hitting 23 just from that. So so that's pretty nice. Grade 3 lineup, no humans allowed, which means no Alfred, hence the lack of blaster blades. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Star Drive Dragon, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Soul Saver Dragon. So obviously they're not high beasts, but they're the closest you're going to get with the grade 3 lineup for this particular deck. Humans off limits for the grade 3, no gigantic charger, anything like that. So that's the deck, and obviously you know what Soul Saver does, plus 15 to everything when you Soul Blast 5. Now there is quite a bit of soul charging in this deck with both the Pongals and the Funelgals, so this might be able to come off quite nicely, maybe a couple of times. We'll see how that goes. It depends on how well the deck can really kind of keep its hand size up and keep kind of putting any pressure on. If it can do that, then it might be okay. Now this is obviously no VRs, there's only 2 triples and then the rest of it is double rare or less. So it's a very affordable deck if you can't build the kind of VR based deck. You should be able to get hold of Soul Saver Dragons for a few pounds each. And yeah, so that is the deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a test game or 2, so we'll probably put one of them at the end of this little video. You can enjoy that, and we'll see you again later. I hope you enjoy the game, and let us know what you think in the comments down below, whether you want to see more videos along these lines, or whether you think it's a stupid idea and we should just go and, I don't know, win the lottery so we can actually bring you some of the new stuff that's good. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you after you've watched the other bit, and bye. Good day, people! Don't know if you can hear this. It's pretty loud in here. No. Well, I'll probably commentate over the video because it's going to be for the bad bit. So, that's a 14. I should probably stand at the 5 instead. Yeah. I'm going to keep my opening hand.
I'm going to redraw 2.
It's not bad.
I got literally on the spares that I would maybe use. And I also included like all the standard stuff that I could, so that if I decided to, I could also go into the close range and be able to do stuff. Because that was like what I did on Friday.
Okay, can you please roll higher?
You rolled 7 games out of bench.
Right, blast away. 4 windows. 4. Can't pass 1. And skill, soul charge, blast away.
The Swift 2
Yeah. 21. Vanguard. 23 of a crit.
Wow.
Another blast blade. 23. Jenna?
Lloyd, I don't quit a saver. That's fine.
I remember that.
You might be left in the far end table. You can't get too far. Try and get away from the noise.
Crystal trip.
Wait.
Party hand?
4.
21, Vanguard.
What do you like again?
23, move grip.
Nice to see you.
23, Vanguard.
Yeah. As much as the Death Anchor assassin concept looks like it's going to be fun to play, I'm kind of more interested in just upgrading this.
Oh god, that's so bad.
Going like 6 crit, 6 of the new crit, 6 scans, all 4 of the new heals. So worry about the because one of the scan triggers has the dance ability with my solid shield.
Oh, nice.
And then mana room just downright necessary. So. Trial by fire.
Cat blast 1, soul charge, plus 5. So that's a 10k booster, 25.
30.
Let's see if my grade 1 choice is
Check the trigger.
Hey, George.
Heal trigger. Goes off.
I enjoy them.
Fred.
I don't have this shuffle.
You what?
I don't have this shuffle.
Oh, that's
My dog regularly actually needs a lot of shuffle.
Right, Alfred early.
My dog needs a lot of shuffle.
Then skill.
Because every time you kind of use one of
Superior to Lost Life and Soul, 10k.
shuffle.
Draw.
And when you use mana throw, you use my
Skill.
you have to self charge. Yeah,
Tap plus 1. Soul plus 1. Retire. 21, Rhaegar. 31, Vanguard.
Okay, redeemed itself right.
Alfred! 4.
Still £10.
immediately be sad.
Out. That's not a crit.
Yeah, fall to the bottom. Just give me my Vanguard to do it by itself.
Take mine.
Free bet.
Fail! Oh yeah. Do you want to shuffle pie again?
Should we try again?
Let's just shuffle pie again. I'm not going to kind of... We'll keep doing it until you find one. I've got some cards that I don't have, but that's like really awesome. They're actually I think she's too stiff. You remember in the original one, she's kind of like to the side, kind of like doing that. The wings sort of like that. In the new one, she's just. Yeah, but the difference is she looks like she's doing something instead of just going. Oh no! I don't like using the scale ones. I don't like using the ones that do something because it just gets confusing. Is this a great name for myself?
No. 25, 33. Let's do something.
Right, blast the blade. Tap plus 1. Almost
5. Call, dive ray. I'm going to attack ray.
No, I'm ready for you. for you.
I will stab you with my front arm.
And then skill.
I didn't think technically that was actually because I forgot about the shock again.
Did you soul charge 3? Alright. 15 Vanguard. 10k Vanguard. No crit. 21.
Physically could not hold them back. When they were ready. Yeah, I
Vanguard.
You got
That's an 18, 26 to
when my bank account takes out the money, it's just like every. Oh, library. Oh, Vanguard. Vanguard is helpful. If you want to guard him, you need to solve 2 cards per hand. Library skill plus 5,000 for Vanguard. Library skill, rest him plus 10,000. 38k to crit Vanguard. Power still large. Crit, power still large. That's what
I mean, I would. I draw a hit with my column and I hit.
Hey!
21.
38,
21. Vanguard.
26k to crit Vanguard.
31 Vanguard. Draw. I can check. Crit. All the time.
You need 20. I double crit with Diasha. And
that was for mid-term. This is all got plus 15.
no guns. Have a check the drink.
It made it sound like
All effects.
13, 18, 28, 38, plus the 13, 16.
no, I was going up with it.
Right, can we not tell them?
Diamond skill.
41 Vanguard.
This is quite correct. Sleeves on that Someone's buying them, I'm like, I didn't have them. He said, I bought 2 sets last night. I thought you got the one trying. Yeah, I got them.
George plays
21, 31, 41, 71.
My time.